Well, I kind of use this channel a lot of times as sort of a sounding board. Ideas come up, and I kind of like to just put them out there and see what people think. Now, the state of Kansas, like many other states, has trouble getting teachers. There's a teacher shortage. A lot of the teachers are retiring, what with all this pandemic nonsense going on. There's a lot of them that simply don't want to do in schoolroom teaching anymore. They kind of like this whole remote stuff. So the state of Kansas is doing an interesting thing. They have decided they're going to start recruiting substitute, though some of them tend to be full-time or part-time teachers, out of people who only have a high school diploma. Now, this isn't something new. I thought I got away from the cat. Here the cat comes. But it's something they used to do like 150 years ago. Like a girl would graduate from school, from the grade school, and then she would go back and be teaching in the school. It's an interesting idea. And actually, during World War II, they were hiring teachers because a lot of people were going into industries and stuff. So they were hiring teachers with like a 2-year degree. They needed teachers, and that's actually how my ma got started teaching. Because they needed them. So Kansas is going to try that sort of thing, and I think that's an interesting idea. I've had I've had good teachers, but I've had some very bad teachers who are really useless, who, after a while they just get jaded. It's just a job. They show up very cranky about it. They have no enthusiasm for it at all. But if you could bring in younger teachers that are just out of high school but are eager to teach, the kids are certainly eager to learn. I think that's a workable solution to the problem. I used to know a guy he was over in Minnesota, but he made a living just doing substitute teaching, or as much of a living as he needed. And he liked doing that. And the kids really liked having him. And it isn't that, it's just that he was different. He was he was a sort of a hippie sort of guy, but real nice guy. But he kind of gave a different perspective to the classroom. But I can see, like in high school, I knew there were some students that would have made excellent teachers right out of the gate. That there would be they didn't have to go and get some degree. I mean, they were perfectly able to do the job right away. Better than, like I say, some teachers that had been there for a long time and had lost interest in teaching. I know once in a while we used to get in student teachers where they'd come in for like a week. And it was always interesting. And one of the things that, of course, the teachers union really isn't into this idea of unqualified teachers, the students will suffer. I don't believe that for a minute. I think somebody fresh out of high school, that this stuff is fresh in their mind, and they have the interest in teaching. I think that's a great idea. I think, what they were going to be paying, like $117 a day or something, up to 170, or this sort of thing. But it would be good. I would like to see if they would actually somehow work it out so that these student teachers could get college credit for the time that they spent teaching, because they're doing the job. You'd think that they could get credit for this if they should decide to go further into this education morass. A lot of times people that are teaching, it isn't that they set out to be teachers, they didn't have a desire to be a teacher, it's just that they never quit going to school. You get some people that are just perpetual students, until in the end all they can do is be a teacher. It's either you do something or you teach. And that's how you ended up with a lot of teachers. But if somebody has a desire to teach, I think that could work out very well. I'd like to see, I can see in some places like Kansas now, I don't think it'd be a problem, but there are some places where perhaps there would be a problem with discipline. Darn you, cat! Oh, if I could have left you at home, I would have. I don't know how it trailed me down. It's an interesting idea. I know, like I say, teachers union probably would not be tickled with this. You never hear such a squawk as when they start talking about that perhaps some of these teachers that they have now should be tested to see if they're actually competent in the courses that they're teaching, because a lot of them really aren't. It amazes me sometimes when they're talking to people, even just out on the street, and asking simple questions that anybody with half a brain should be able to answer. And then at the end they say, oh, yeah, they're just full of smarts. They're educated to no end, and they can't answer these questions. And then you find out they're teachers. That's a spooky thing. But like I say, I know in high school there was plenty of kids that would have been very easily able to teach grades under them. I think that's a very good idea. I think it's a very doable thing. It might be, like I say, a discipline problem in some of your bigger inner city areas, but particularly in rural areas, I think that'd be no problem whatsoever. Kids are a little more respectful. I'd be curious to see how this works out for them, but I think this would work well. Like I say, it's been done before, this sort of thing, and has always worked well. The good thing is, somebody just coming out of high school, then going back to school to be a teacher, has not been through the indoctrination courses of the critical race theory and all this garbage that they get in college. College isn't teaching them to teach. It's teaching them to be, politically involved. Don't need that in schools. I like that idea. Well, I'll leave comments open on this, see what other people think, but I think Kansas is going in the right direction there. I think that's a very good idea. It appeals to me greatly. I think it would work. I think it'd be a vast improvement over teachers who don't want to be there. I mean, if you've got a young person that wants to be there, that wants to teach, by all means, give them a chance. Sounds great to me.